Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I love art and I love ancient art. I like art that is artistic. I don't like, for instance, the so-called art from the, let's say, 1920s, 30s, that art. I do not like that kind of art. But nevertheless, I'm talking about now ancient art, Roman art, and marble. That's for me the classical art. And unfortunately, there are some people who do not know anything about it. And not only that, they don't know anything about it, because you don't have to know anything about something to like necessarily, especially when you look at a piece of a marble that is fantastically sculptured and it's 2000 years old, and just destroy it because you're such an ignorant. Now this is just an informative an article that I thought it was just awful, and we can discuss on how we can or what we should do with this kind of people. So this article comes from Sputnik and it's from today, and today is what, the 7th of October. Time passes like crazy, I'm telling you. And this is the title: Disgruntled US tourist smashes 2 ancient Roman busts when told he couldn't meet Pope. So a guy got angry that the Pope did not make time to meet this tourist, and this tourist smashed 2 Roman marble busts. Wow. So the culprit reportedly hurled himself at one of the busts and knocked down another while attempting to flee the scene. Oh, how I would have hoped to be in the area and be able to catch this guy. I don't know if you watch rugby. I like rugby. I don't like American football, but I like rugby. Well, you have not seen anything like that. Or maybe the Australian football, you know that one? I like that, maybe even better than rugby. Competing, sometimes I like that one, sometimes I like this one, and American football is somewhere down here because they stays too much and they're fat. I don't like that. There's no, it's like they have 5 seconds of action and then the rest, they sit down and they check their balls if they're still there and all that. I don't like that. But let's move back to these guys. A US tourist ended up breaking 2 antique Vatican busts after apparently being told that he could not meet the Pope. The incident occurred on Wednesday when the culprit, an unmanned man in his 50s, hurled himself at one of the busts in the museum's Chiaramonti Hall after being denied an audience with the pontiff, the New York Post reports, citing local media. The second bust apparently got knocked to the floor by the man when he attempted to flee. He's got the ball, catch him. The tourist was promptly apprehended by Emil Kosman by museum staff. I would have liked to be one of them. And then arrested by Vatican police, who arrived at the scene. I can't believe those busts are around this kind of, how should I call them? Organisms. Because I can find something very that would fit, but I don't know. The damage sustained to both busts were not severe, the newspaper noted, citing Vatican Museum spokesman Matteo Alessandrini, with the damaged pieces since being sent to the museum's restoration labs. With the damaged pieces since being sent to the museum's restoration labs. What would you do to that guy? I give you about, I don't know, 20 seconds to think about it and tell me what would you do to that guy. Oh yeah, you got your time. So, what would you do? Or what do you think would be a fair punishment? Because, you know, the crime has to fit the punishment. The punishment has to fit the crime. So, now it depends how much value you give to those busts. Not financial value, because I really don't care about that when I talk about art. It's the value that this bust were. I can't even think about it. I'm so irritated about this guy. If that would have been an accident, you know, like the tard just lost his balance or got a, I don't know, epileptic crisis or something, you know, an incident, something, and he would just accidentally, I would blame the Vatican for what the hell you expose this, how should I put it, incommensurable values next to humans who might have accidents. Kids run around, people fall, people are upset, people, look at this guy. And this guy destroys two of them. Just think of that thing, of those two busts. Think about one. A Roman guy worked on a marble, on a big monolithic piece of marble. You don't know how many he fucked up before he finished that one. He probably finished like 10 and cracked here, chipped there, because you can't put back what you fucked up. That's the problem. I did sculpturing, I do painting. With painting you can put over, but with sculpture, yeah, put wood back. How are we going to put wood back? I'm going to go to Menards and get some, I don't know, glue and cover it with, you know, like you put on the hardwood floor to cover here and there. That's art, it's not, you know what I mean? So once you chipped something, it's done. You're done. You have to either say, oh, I changed my mind, I make his butt smaller now. Okay, chip, and then he fuck up again, a smaller until he gets with the butt like this thin. You can't go that way, you know what I mean? So what would you do with this guy? Imagine that guy working 2,000 and let's say 200 years ago. Jesus Christ. And not only that he worked on it, it survived this many years. For this tard to be upset, he's got upset. He might have been very upset. I'm, you know what I mean? I understand that. I get angry too, but lose it like that. So what would you do with this guy? I can make him create one exactly the same. And until he creates one exactly the same, he will not be released out of jail. Or call it camp, and call it, I don't know, hotel, however. Would you do that? That would be sentenced to death. He's going to be dying there. To see next time this guy, well, not going to be a next time, but how much work that guy put into that. Let this tard try to see with his little anger and see if next time, if he's going to succeed doing something close to that one, right, to the pieces, see if these guys would be able, and then maybe he would appreciate the next time, if he gets released, if he's gonna keep his cool around these pieces of art when I don't know, the Vatican pontiff will not see him in an audience or something. Awful. Very irritated about it. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.